Good evening, everybody. It's my pleasure to introduce Angela Vassallo to you this evening. She's an author, she's an international speaker, and she is an expert on the subject of being a second wife, which she has been for 15 years. Her stepsons are now grown, and she has a little 8-year-old boy named Dylan with her husband Mark. She has featured on the cover of a couple of magazines, one business and one called Stepmom. She's been featured in the Huffington Post with numerous interviews, a dozen or so interviews on breakfast shows in the USA, and she will be featured again tomorrow morning on the Paul Henry Show. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Angela, and I know that this evening you are going to gain a huge insight in what it means to have a happy blended family. Please welcome Angela.
What is a blended family? Well, that's the question. Like some people say to me, what is a blended family and what is it made of? Well, what it is what I am. I've been part of my blended family for over 15 years. So I actually am the second wife to my husband. So he had been married before, and then when I met him, he was divorced. He had an ex-wife and 2 children, and then when we met, then I also had a child with my husband, and then we're considered what's called a blended family. But then when you look at the Brady Bunch, and a lot of people think of a blended family when they look at the Brady Bunch. And in a way, it's a very unrealistic idea of what a blended family is. Mm-hmm. But in a way, it's a very realistic idea of what a family is. It's really quite tricky because when you have the blended family like that, they used to show a great show with the Brady Bunch, and on that show, they used to solve all their problems in half an hour, which is very unrealistic. And then when you think about now, and most people I talk to, how complicated some issues can be in the family, things aren't solved in half an hour. If it was like that, that would be fabulous. But first of all, I just want to say there's no magic spells. There's no quick fixes. I can't wave the magic wand over you and turn your family into this amazing, harmony, happy, blended family. It's going to take a little bit of work from you, and it's going to take some decisions and some conscious decisions to really want to make a difference and make a change in your blended family to be able to create that harmony. But what I would like to offer you tonight is some hope, that there's light at the end of the tunnel, that you can get through, that you can have harmony, that you can have a happy life. And not only that, I really want to show you that it's not about just surviving in your blended family, it's about thriving. And that's what I really want to offer you tonight, is some hope. I've done it. I've been able to get through and create that. I've taken a lot of bullets. I've made all the mistakes. So I'm here to share with you all the tips and the things that I've learned that have helped me along the way. My first point on helping you create harmony in your blended family is to don't try to be a super stepmom. I had this disease to please. I really tried very hard to be the perfect daughter-in-law, to be the perfect stepmom, to give everything I had. And what I found, it just didn't work. I really want to say right now to all the second wives and stepmoms out there, cut yourself some slack. It's just not going to happen. You can't be that to anyone, and nor should you. It's unrealistic, and it's an impossible thing that you're going to be able to do. It will definitely be more like this. So that is pretty much, and that's no different to most mums these days. Mm. So I go back to, it's not just the family dynamic of a blended family where the mum can be running around and managing 1,000 things. It's also the dynamic of the blended family as well as the normal nuclear family too. But that is, cut yourself some slack as a second wife and a stepmom, and know that you don't have to be this superhero out there. You just need to do the best you can. And in saying that, you also just need to be more of a support to your husband. I know with some second wives and stepmoms, they feel they need to step up and take control and be the mum when you first start out, and you don't. All you need to do is just be the best support that you can be for your partner, and then things will start to evolve from there. Take off your rose-coloured glasses. Now, I am a very positive person. I've lived my life with rose-coloured glasses on, probably seeing the glass half full and seeing the best in people. Sometimes to my own detriment, but that's just the way I've been most of my life. But when you walk into a blended family and you go into a family dynamic like this, I always say take the rose-coloured glasses off and see it for what it is. And when I first started out, I thought everything was going to be perfect. I could manage it all. It was all going to be fabulous. I just loved my husband and I wanted it all to work. I was definitely like this. I did not have your average size rose-coloured glasses. Mine were massive. I was just very naive. I was very young and I just wanted it to work. And I didn't see a lot of the things coming that I wish I knew now, I wish I knew then what I know now, because things would have been very different. And that's why I talk about, making sure when you go in with your eyes wide open. And I think the great information that's shared out there now definitely wasn't around when I first started out over 15 years ago. And I wish that it was. I wish I had a little bit of a heads up about how to deal with some situations and understand what I was getting myself into. In my points for harmony is to be able to let go of resentment. Now, Elsa from Frozen said it best, let it go. Mm-hmm. And it's that famous quote, we've heard that song, it's driven us crazy a million times, but it's just so true. Let it all go. If you really want to have harmony in your blended family, you are going to have to get over any form of resentment. If little Jimmy said this to you a long time ago, or the ex-wife called you whatever name, or there's issues with the in-laws, this is the sort of stuff, if you really want to be able to move forward and have a life where you can have some happiness and harmony in your life, you're going to have to let go of the resentment. No favouritism. Now, even that picture alone is sad. Seeing that boy being an outcast, or the little one gets all the attention and this little boy isn't. You can't do that with kids. If you're going to come into a blended family and you're going to take on the role of caring for somebody else's children, you have a responsibility to put your big girl pants on and understand that you're having an impact on this child's life. You're shaping these children, and you've been given the opportunity to do that, and also somebody is giving you their children to be able to say, we want you to care for our kids. We want you to be kind to them. And that's all you need to do. But by favouring your own children over someone else, or one stepchild over another stepchild, it isn't going to work. It really isn't going to work. Don't ask them to deal with adult issues is a very, very important thing that I want to talk on. Because dealing with adult issues is not for children. Don't bring up the money issue in front of the kids. Make them feel bad because they're paying for school fees, or all this money's going out to their mum, or something like that. It's going to have an effect on them. It's not fair, they don't need to deal with that. Don't talk to them about issues that they can't control, that they can't understand, and that they can't handle. So I just want to say thank you for being a great audience. I really appreciate you coming out tonight. That's awesome that you can be here. I hope that I've offered you some tips and some points that are going to be of value in your lives, that are going to make a difference for you. And I also will be offering my book, selling my book tonight as well, The Second Wife's Guide. It's all about discovering the secrets to, like I said, not only survive, but thrive in your blended family. So thank you very much.